Hello guys, my name's Noah Fitzgerald, and today I'm here to talk to you about the S550 generation of Mustang. Now I figured it'd be very fitting with the coming out of the S650 Mustang that it would be nice to take an overview and see what it's been like since 2015 with the Ford Mustang. It is a staple of American performance for over 60 years now that the Mustang has been out, and it has been taking the nation by storm ever since. It has been one of the staples of American performance, from Chevy with the Camaro and Dodge with their Challenger. The Mustang has still stayed one of the top dogs and one of the best competitors in the pony car segment. Now back to that S550. The S550 generation came out for the 2015 model year, replacing the old boxy style of Mustang. It came with striking new looks, very performance, very flowy, and very fast looking. When it first came out, the base motor in the 2015 S550 was the 3.7 liter naturally aspirated V6. This was the base motor. It put out about 300 horsepower, and it was adequate. It was matched to a 6-speed automatic transmission, or you could get the 6-speed manual transmission. This was mostly sold to rental car companies for their somewhat sporty models. The one that you really wanted, though, was the third generation of the Ford 5-liter Coyote V8. This had been in the Mustang for a while now, and it has proven its point. It was an absolute monster. At the time, it was putting out about 430 horsepower to the rear wheels through either that 6-speed automatic or that 6-speed manual. Now, this did offer some improvements from the last generation, such as improved handling and better suspension, as well as slightly tweaked steering. However, it still was a bit numb in the steering department. It let a little bit slide. Overall, though, it was way better than the generation before it, and it brought along amazing improvements. And it went all the way until the 2018 model year with this segment. And then it got a redesign. The S550 got a redesign, and it looks so much more meaty and muscular and gorgeously fast than the last design of the S550. Now, for this 2018 redesign, we see a bit of performance jump. We see no longer offering the 3.7. That was no longer an option. We are now offering a 2.3 liter EcoBoost V6, putting out a standard 310 horsepower. This is the motor straight from the Focus RS. And with the performance pack, you can expect to see about 335 horsepower out of the base Mustang. Now, you also had the 5-liter Coyote in there and the GT that bumped you up to about 460 horsepower. It would really put the power down, and now it offered no longer that 6-speed, a 10-speed automatic for both the 5-liter and the 2.3. Now, in the 2.3, the 10-speed automatic was ho-hum. It really hunted for gears, and it wasn't that fine-tuned. It was really the letdown of the whole car. So if you really wanted that 2.3 liter base, I would opt for the 6-speed manual. Now, in the V8, the 10-speed was way better. It was way better distributed, and it was a whole lot more refined. However, I still prefer that 6-speed manual because it is so good, and it really just lives up to that Ford Mustang heritage that everybody knows and loves. Now, in this updated S550 for the 2018 model year, you also got a new trim. You got the Mach 1. Now, the Mach 1 was really kind of a toss-up car. Think of the Mach 1 as kind of the Grand Sport Corvette of the Mustangs. Now, in here, you'll see many parts carried over from the later GT500 S550, such as its Tremec 6-speed manual and many of its parts. You had a standard 5-liter V8 putting out 475 horsepower, a bump over the GT. And you also got an option for the dynamic handling package, which gave you lots of performance goodies so that way you could actually track this Mustang. It also offered custom livery and many cool features. And then you started getting into the big dog S550s. You got the Shelby performance department, where you got first the GT350. Now the GT350 really sent a punch through this thing. The GT350 came standard with the 5.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 revving to 8,600 RPM with a Tremec 6-speed manual, all sent to the rear wheels. And it also offered a GT350R package for the track, which gave you carbon fiber wheels, splitters, and spoilers that really set this apart from the GT and the Mach 1. Then you have the top dog, the Shelby GT500. This came equipped with a 5.2 liter supercharged V8 revving to 7,500 RPM, sending 760 horsepower to the rear wheels. And I forgot to mention, the GT350 and the 350R are putting out about 650 horsepower. So 760 horsepower in the GT500 will send you 0 to 60 in sub 3 second times. It's astonishing. It is supercar level territory. Alright guys, seems like we had a few technical difficulties. Phone got a little too hot in the original filming space, so now we're out here. We were talking about that GT500 with its 760 horsepower and its amazing supercar-like handling. Now this is the king top dog of all of the S550 Mustangs, and you cannot see any better performance unless you go to Roush or you go to a different performance company. Now you'll also notice throughout the whole S550 you remain with the same interior. So let me talk about that. In the 2015 Mustang, you'll see the Sync 4 system being introduced into the brand new Mustang, as well as a brand new configurable gauge cluster with 2 analog dials on the sides. Now in the 2000, you also see heated and ventilated seats, all new for the Mustang, and you get a very cool, more swoopy design on the interior. Now for the 2018 model year, with the redesign, you'll introduce a brand new, fully digital gauge cluster with all the goodies you can possibly find. You can customize it to any color you could possibly want, and it is very configurable. Now you'll also see in this interior, you'll get bucket seats or leather seats, your choice. You can also opt for cloth or leather. And it is a very configurable, very nice place to sit. You also get a manual handbrake and lots of performance goodies. You get Ford's full suite of safety items with blind spot monitoring and all sorts of cool stuff like that. So that's about it for the interior. For the exterior, you'll see very swoopy lines in the 2015 and very cool performance taillights. The taillights are actually signaling in a row. Now what I mean by that is they sense in a way that it goes one by one by one, and it kind of goes a really cool turn signal pattern in the back of this Mustang. Now you go to the front, it is full LED headlights, LED turn signals, LED fog lights. Then you get to the back is, like I said, full LED taillights with those synchronizing taillights like an Audi has, except way cooler in this Mustang. Now you get to the 2018 generation and they changed the front end. More muscular headlights. It looked really, really cool. And it looked a bit like a Jaguar. But it's still the most meaty car, I think, on the road today. And the S550 generation as a whole is one of the best generations of Mustangs ever. And I'm glad I got to tell you about this. I feel very happy to be able to report to you later about the S650 generation of Mustang. And that is why I am very happy to be able to announce all of the final commemorative editions of the S550. I'm Noah Fitzgerald. It's been a pleasure telling you all about this. Be sure to check out my socials, my Instagram that you're on, and my TikTok, as well as my written page where I write all of my written reviews. Again, I'm Noah Fitzgerald. Thank you for tuning into this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.